Hey everyone, Brian here from the Biblical History Center. Hope you all are entering the new year well and that you had a wonderful holiday season. So you might be wondering about the video title. During the last days up till Christmas, it got cold here in Georgia. We aren't really accustomed to reaching the low teens around here, and with everyone with family over and the holidays, well, the pipes froze. And we all know what happens when pipes freeze. So around December 26th, a pipe burst in our kitchen and flooded most of the building. Now, if you've been here in the past, it flooded the main hallway, both of our dining rooms, and a little bit of our gift shop and entrance. Actually, the main crux of the damage was where it burst in our kitchen and actually in my office, in the office of our operations manager. Now, if you take a look here, you'll actually be able to see footage of the actual leak in the kitchen. Yeah, fun stuff. Now, we aren't talking Noah's flood here, but the water did get to be ankle deep when with that came some pretty significant damage, and probably some more damage we can't see. Now, the good news, for those of you wondering, is that none of the water made it even close to the artifacts. These artifacts are actually located in a separate part of the building. Really, it's separate buildings, so none of those were in danger. And I can gladly say at about the time of this video's recording, we've repaired about 90% of the damage. What's actually left to repair is mainly, we got a little structural items, but the majority of the items needed to be repaired is cosmetic. A huge shout out to Carlos, our CEO, for cutting his Christmas vacation in Disney short to come back, rush back, and make the repairs absolutely necessary. So big shout out. Thank you, Carlos. You're lifesaver here. We are lucky to have you here. Him and his team have really been busting their behinds to make sure the museum is safe and ready to tackle the new year. And we're almost there. It's a flood. We need a little help. Now, we do have insurance. Insurance has kicked in, but as you can imagine, there are certain things along the way that we cannot actually claim. So, family, we need your help in this. I'm going to put a link in the description and humbly ask for you to donate. Just a little bit, so we can get our feet firmly under us and recoup some of the damage. It would be greatly appreciated if you could help us out, even just a little bit in our time of need. And if you can't wing it or want to help even further, please share this video with friends. Share it with people you know or have visited us or you think would be willing to give us a hand, really, in our time of need. Oh, and while you're busy sharing, don't forget to like the video and to subscribe to the channel. We're almost to 300 subscribers, and we're well on our way to our 500, and then the ultimate goal, 5,000. Well, that 5,000 would be nice, but actually 1,000 is what I'm going for. Oh, and don't forget to ring that little bell icon so you can get all the updates from our channel. Whenever we post a video, you will be the first to know. On behalf of the entire staff here at the BHC, we just want to thank you for your generosity and willing to help. It's an interesting way to start a new year, but I'm sure God's hand is in it as we plow forward. Now, all this talk about bursting pipes has gotten me thinking about the ancient world and how they treated their water and sewage systems. So, I mean, you're watching a BHC video, you're here for a little bit of ancient knowledge, aren't you? So let's head on over to our aqueduct here in the garden and take a look-see. All right, set you right there. So, the Romans were very advanced when it came to plumbing, believe it or not. Plumbing is a much older thing than most people actually care to admit. Now, the rich Romans would have plumbing directly into their houses, while the rest had access to more public plumbing. Now, these pipes would lead to public fountains, the public baths, and most importantly, the public restrooms. Now, the fountains were important because they gave fresh water to the city from outside lakes and rivers, fed directly into the city by aqueducts, much like the one we've got right here. Now, on the top of these things is a channel, and these channels would, with only about an inch total of incline, carry water from outside the city to the inside, powering their plumbing systems much like the public baths. Now, public baths weren't just a place where you'd go to get clean, they were actually an early form of a community center as well. They would have warm baths, cold baths, reading rooms, game rooms, changing rooms, and it's just a place where you could come and hang out. But, well, it was the public bathroom where the real magic happened. Now, as you can see here, the Romans would sit on these seats and do their business, and the refuse would travel down the flowing stream that was located directly underneath them. Now, the Romans were very sanitary people in the ancient world, relatively speaking. Still not saying much, considering this is called a tersorium. And, yeah, this was their ancient toilet paper. Basically a sea sponge attached to a stick. And while there was a shared one in all of the toilets, some Roman citizens actually carried their own around, so they wouldn't have to do that. I can hear the ews from here. Now, some estimates calculate that the city of Rome grew to 1 million residents at its height. So to support that much waste, the Romans built, fairly early on, mind you, a channel, or a ditch, essentially, called the Cloaca Maxima. Or, in English, the Great Drain. Now, this drain really is a marvel of the ancient world because it was constantly added to and modified over hundreds and hundreds of years. As a matter of fact, the city started to run out of real estate, so the drain was actually bricked over so the Romans could build structures on top of the Great Drain. It was this massive system of tunnels, pipes, and flowing water that took the waste of the city and drained it into the Tiber River. The crazy thing about the Cloaca Maxima is that it's still technically used to this day, even though it's just a small fraction of Rome's greater sewage system. Oh, alright. So, well, glad you guys can make it out here today and join me, and, we might have learned a little bit more about water than we're comfortable with. Now, if you want to see what those cities might have looked like without this robust sewage system, you gotta check out this video right here. See you guys next time.